All right. So we have Snake is missing, and we are about to go look for him. At least I hope. I really like Snake. I hope nothing's wrong with him. And we're gonna have these doors to deal with. They're powered back up and everything, so things are looking good. But Junpei cried out to her, but he was too slow. Let's go, guys. She kept going, and before anyone else could react, she was gone.
Well, that didn't work. Damn it. What should we do now?
Go look for Snake!
Well, the red is working now.
No! We're not leaving two people behind! We should go look for them!
Yeah.
Oh man, this ain't good.
Oh, yes, what an excellent idea. We just wasted a bunch of time looking for some piece of electronic junk. Now let's waste some more by looking for a couple of idiots.
I don't like you, Santa.
Then remain here if you feel you must, but there's no time. We've only 5 hours left.
Junpei and the others nodded to one another and took off at a run. In front of the stairs that led to B deck, they decided to split up.
Let's split up.
All right, I'll take this direction.
Then I shall look that way.
I'll be over here.
See you all later.
Soon, only two of them were left. Those two were Junpei and June, who had been a few steps behind the others.
All right, we should go too.
Yes, let's go! But where should we start?
Let's see.
Oh shit! We have to pick. Alright. I imagine this can't matter too much. So we'll just start at the... Well, back to the large hospital room. There's no way we'd go back there. The casino might not be a bad place to check. The first class cabin. The hallway with all the rooms. Well, let's just check the
How
casino.
about the casino on B deck?
Okay, let's go, Jumpy.
I don't know why he'd want to go back there, but they took off up the stairs at a run. Before they knew it, they were there. So was Lotus. She was leaning against the wall, examining her nails.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
She glanced up at him, unimpressed.
Isn't it obvious? I'm looking for Snake.
I'm just not seeing it.
Really? Maybe you need to look harder.
I don't think that's the problem.
Oh, by the way, I've got a proposal for you two. Care to hear it?
Oh boy. Oh shit. All the choices this time. What the heck? Well, let's just listen. No reason to ruffle her feathers. We don't know what the proposal is, even though I feel something devious coming on. But let's listen to what she has to say, and then we can refuse and leave.
What is it?
Well, I don't like to beat around the bush, so I'll get right to it. Why don't we team up?
Team up?
Yeah. What? You need me to explain it to you?
Could we? Technically, like, if the three of us were to team up, I'm just curious if we can make it through one of those two doors. Shoot, do I remember what numbers the doors are? I know one's 8. Is the other one just 7? It might just be 7. So what? She's number 8, we're 5, which makes 13. Plus June, which is 6, which would be 19. No, we add up to 1, right?
I'm saying, why don't we go through a numbered door?
Even if we wanted to, that's impossible.
Why?
Jumpy's bracelet number is 5, mine is 6, and yours is 8.
Yeah.
Our digital root would be 1.
Right, I just did the math for this, damn it. It always does the math for me.
But there's
Yeah.
no number 1 door in the large hospital room. The only doors there are 3, 7, and 8.
Then we add another person.
Huh?
Just so casually add more.
Who?
What? Isn't that easy? 7.
Hmm.
Oh, if we add 7, 5 plus 6 plus 8 plus 7 equals 26. The digital
that'd be
root
8.
of 26, 2 plus 6 equals 8.
Then the 4 of them could go through the number 8 door. But
Wait a minute. What about the other 4?
yeah.
Ace, Snake, Santa, and Clover.
Well, why don't you add them up?
That was simple
1
enough.
plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 10. And 1 plus 0 equals 1. The digital root for those 4 would be 1.
That's right.
And you know the number 1 door isn't in the big hospital room, right?
Of course I know that.
No! Are you saying you'd leave them behind?
Of course not. What kind of woman do you think I am? Once we get off the ship, we could come back and rescue them, couldn't we?
It might be too late by then.
Then we wouldn't really be leaving them behind.
Don't try to lie to us.
Yeah.
I don't think you do anything of the sort.
Really? Why do you think that?
You remember, don't you? We have less than 5 hours left. Even if we manage to escape, there's no way we could come back to rescue them in less than 5 hours.
Well, you never know until you try.
Jeez.
No, you're not thinking this through. Even if we brought 7 with us, we wouldn't be able to get off the ship. The 4 of us couldn't open door 9. It
True,
is hidden,
yeah.
but an exit can be found.
Yeah.
Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
Yeah, that's right. The digital route for the 4 of us would be 8, so we'd have to add Ace to make 9.
That's right.
But then they wouldn't be able to go through the current door. They'd have to add Ace after they go through the 8th door.
Unless we bring Ace too, we'll be stuck.
Lotus scratched the back of her ear.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Unfortunate. That's all you have to say?
She didn't sound particularly bothered by what Junpei said. Nor did she seem particularly surprised.
Well, let's try and find another way, okay? A way to get out of here with all 8 of us.
That's impossible. Are you being serious? And you do
I
know
agree,
that only
June.
5 people, at most, can go through one of the numbered doors, right? The number 9 isn't going to be an exception to that rule. Regardless, at least 3 people will get left behind.
Huh?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
The moment he said it, Junpei felt a chill run down his spine.
Oh, wait just a second. You're skipping over a really big detail.
Yes, what she said was true, but how Lotus could remain cavalier about so terrifying a prospect was beyond him.
Is that really okay? That means 3 people will die in the end. Are you okay with that? That's just...
Well, maybe 3 people will die on the way, and then we won't have to worry about making that decision later. That's just as morbid of a thought, though. Lotus's forehead furrowed.
You think I could have a moment alone? There are some things I need to think about.
Alright. Junpei and June turned and began walking away from Lotus.
That didn't turn out to be a very pleasant conversation.
Yeah.
Junpei's heart felt heavy and his steps sluggish. But he told himself pessimism would get them nowhere.
Well, regardless,
So he forced himself to smile and turned to June.
let's just focus on finding Snake for now, okay?
Right. Yeah, we heard her proposal, doesn't mean we need to take it. Just because she thinks that way doesn't mean we need to think that way. Let's just move on, you know?
Yes, you're right. We can think about those other things later.
Yeah.
I guess they're also thinking about the fact that 3 people might have to be left behind. Right? Because, I mean, what's the... Yeah. Because of the 5-person limit. I don't know.
All right. Where should we go next?
I was gonna say, I wonder what everyone's digital route adds up to, but... Alright, so I guess maybe we're just gonna be searching all of these, so might as well just go top to bottom.
First class cabin. It's really close.
They turned around and took off down the hallway to their left. Outside of the first class cabin, they found Clover. She was standing in front of the wall. She was staring at a meaningless point on the wall, her eyes blank. What should Junpei do? Oh. We ditched her before. We need to talk to her, right?
Are you all right?
I swear to God, if Snake dies because I'm, like, a little too late. He did his best to sound friendly, but Clover didn't respond.
Look, I know you're really worried, but...
He could think of no words to say that didn't sound hollow and fake. Junpei hesitated. Clover was so consumed by worry and fear that Junpei feared it would crush her. Her actions didn't surprise him. She had suddenly lost her brother, who she seemed to have been very close to. Well, yeah, that's just a funny line. Who she seemed to have been very close to. I guess there's people who are not close to their siblings, but anyway, it's just kind of a silly sentence.
Alone.
Her voice was thin and barely audible.
Alone.
Hmm?
Alone.
You're saying alone?
I said leave me alone!
Oh. Suddenly she was screaming.
You're so annoying! Just go away and
Jeez.
leave me alone! Just looking at you guys is pissing me off!
Hey, bitch. I was trying to be nice to you and talk to you. I should have friggin' left you.
Go away, okay? Just go somewhere else! Stop bothering me!
Jeez. Junpei was taken aback.
Uh,
I know she's suffering right now, but come on. No need to lash out. Such anger and hate. Jun's eyes had gone wide with surprise as well.
Why are you still here? Did you hear me? Huh? Fine, forget it. If you aren't gonna leave, then I'll just...
alright. Let's go, June.
Yeah.
Alright. They turned and left Clover. As they did, Junpei glanced back over his shoulder to see Clover wiping tears from her face. Clover had driven home the misery of their situation, but Junpei told himself that getting depressed would get him nowhere but depressed.
We really need to find Snake, for Clover's sake.
He did his best to push away the misery and depression and force a smile.
So, where do you think we should go next?
Alright. Wait, I can go back to the casino? Wait, what happens if I go back to the casino? Whoops. I kinda wanna see what happens if I go back to the casino. Let's see.
How about the casino?
Again?
Let's go take a look.
They turn and head off down the hallway to the right at a jog. Yeah.
There's no one here. Let's try somewhere else.
Alright, so this time we didn't run into... Okay. In first class cabin, look like it's locked now? Alright.
Let's go back downstairs and check out that hallway with all the doors.
Together they ran down the stairs.
Oh, it's Ace.
Ahead of them, farther down the hallway, they spotted Ace.
Hey, Snake! Where are you? Answer me if you're there!
What should Junpei do? Oh, another choice. Run to Ace. Let Ace handle it. Well, we know that Ace hasn't seen anything. He's still calling out to him. And so far, all these conversations haven't gone well, but maybe it's just tricking me to thinking that all the conversations haven't gone well. Maybe he needs help searching this area. Our only other choice is to go back to where we started. So, let's just go to Ace.
Let's go.
I talked myself into it. With June in tow, Junpei jogged up to Ace. Hearing their footsteps, he turned to greet them.
Ah, hello there. Snake is... well, that's obvious, isn't it? I assume you haven't found him yet?
Yeah, doesn't seem like you're having any luck either.
I really wonder where he could have gone.
Well, wherever he's disappeared to, we must find him as quickly as we can. For Clover's sake.
Right.
June's face looked kinda enraptured.
By the way, do you think Clover and Snake are really siblings?
Why would you say
June's
that?
face. Why would you say that? The question seems somehow odd to Junpei.
Why? Well, it's obvious, isn't it? They don't look alike at all.
Ace looked at him for a moment and then spoke.
Yes, you know, now that you mention it, they don't.
Could be like some kind of adoptive thing, or could just, I don't know, one looks like the mother, one looks like the father, maybe. Now that you mention
Still,
it.
there are a great many siblings who do not look like one another.
Yeah.
It certainly isn't rare.
Junpei wasn't sure why or even if he was seeing what he thought he was, but he could have sworn that Ace's face tightened as he spoke.
At any rate, we really must find Snake
I don't know why that sentence is so hard for me.
The clock is ticking. We really can't afford to waste any time. Very well. Let's get back to the search, shall we? You can leave this area to me.
All right. Let's go, Jumpy.
Alright, well, at June's urging, they left. We didn't really learn much there. Basically just found out that Ace doesn't really think about the fact that they don't look alike too much. They found themselves back at the stairs, but Junpei's mind was in turmoil.
Something about that was... I'll think on it later.
Weird.
Like Ace said, finding Snake is our top priority.
I feel like whenever Junpei says something like this here, something about that was, I'll think on it later, it makes me think that it's something that I need to remember and something that might, like, matter later. And I'm trying to, like, think of all the times he's said that and, like, piece things together, but I just have no clue. I mean, I've had my wild theories that, I was joking about it before, but I still partially think they might not be in the water. Like, I believe they're on a boat, but it could very well be in a warehouse or something where they faked the idea that it was sinking by blasting water in through the windows that got broken, you know? And that's why it was able to be stopped so easily, because they just turned the water off rather than some device that, like, sealed the windows or something, you know? It's probably a crazy thought, but, that's still, like, something in my mind. And if this boat is really that old, it might be something that, like, couldn't have stayed in the water for that long, but I don't know. Anyway. Junpei did his best to clear his mind.
Alright, where should we go next?
Alright, so we can go back to the casino again, or back to the first class cabin, but we seem to be retreading old ground at this point. I mean, we could try the first class cabin again without Clover there, but I don't know if there's a point. I guess we'll try it. If it's empty, then we're just gonna go back to the hospital room.
Let's go check out the first class cabin.
Okay, I'm coming with you.
They quicken their pace and headed for B deck.
No one's here.
Alright,
Maybe we'll have
yeah.
more luck somewhere else. But
Okay.
where?
Let's just go back to the large hospital room, I guess. We've checked, like, everything now. I mean, the only thing we haven't done is the hallway with all the rooms without Ace there, because I imagine Ace won't be there if we went there again, but I imagine he's just gonna say the same thing. So let's
head
just
back to the large hospital
back.
room.
All right, that's probably the best idea.
Together they ran down the stairs.
Hey, wait. That's...
On the way to the large hospital room, Junpei and June notice Santa standing next to the number 3 door.
Santa?
Oh, that's right, there's a number 3 door, 3, 7, and 8, right? And then a 4th one that just had no number on it? Okay. Well, we talked to everyone else, we might as well talk to Santa. Junpei and June walked up to Santa.
What are you doing?
What? You can't tell? I'm checking out the red.
Why? Is there something bothering you?
What? It's not bothering you?
Huh?
The guts of this red. Why wouldn't you wonder who the hell put it back in here?
Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm curious too, but...
Who do you think did it?
Santa's eyes narrowed as he looked at June. She shook her head.
I don't know.
Well, what about you, Junpei? Who do you think fixed this thing for us?
Oh, shit. I'm gonna say, I think my guess was with my theory the last video was someone other than the 8 of them. I liked the idea of that. I thought potentially Zero, but I don't want to specifically say Zero because who knows if Zero has people working for him. He even hinted at it before someone did, where they said this is a lot of work for one person, it could be a team, you know? So, and there's also, you know, the voice changer. So, who knows if the same Zero we've talked to is even the same Zero, you know? That could be more than one. So, I'm gonna go with someone other than the 8 of them might be the right answer. Or at least the answer that I feel is the most correct.
Maybe there's someone else on this ship with us.
You mean someone hiding here?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just an idea.
And you're saying this mystery person fixed the reds?
Yeah.
Why?
That's, I don't know.
Come on, Junpei. Don't disregard my answer so easily. That, like, if I were to answer that damn question, I would have said maybe it's to cause division within the group, make us, you know, separate and ditch some people, you know? Things like that. Maybe we were all getting along too well, and Zero doesn't like that. So he wanted to make us think that one of our own were the ones that fixed the red and you know, and caused chaos. But anyway, Santa shoved his hands into his pocket and cracked his knuckles.
Seems unlikely.
Why?
I don't know, just a feeling. Hard to believe Zero'd bring in a secret 10th player. I mean, the name of the game is the Nonary game, for Christ's sake. You know what Nonary means, right? It means 9.
No, that's not what I meant. I mean more like someone who's been living here for a long time.
Oh, I don't know about that, Junpei. What the hell?
Or someone who, like, stayed here.
Seriously? That's even more ridiculous.
And why would they fix the red or even know enough about it, or I don't know.
Why do you think Zero would leave them alone?
Junpei furrowed his brow. I didn't think this
So, in
answer
other
would lead.
words-
That's the only bad thing about making choices where I'm railroaded by what the character says after I make the option, because he's going in a completely different direction than I thought of. But anyway.
One of us is the person who fixed the red.
Santa grinned.
Bingo! We
Oh,
have a
come
winner.
on.
But if that's true,
I mean, it is possible, don't get me
doesn't
wrong.
want the
I'm
rest
not
of us to know that they fixed it.
I'm not disregarding the fact that it could be one of us, you know? There could be someone scheming. We already know that Lotus tried to scheme a little bit, so...
Yeah,
But why?
no idea. Maybe if they come clean on that, it means we'd find out something else.
I mean, we saw how
Something
9
bad.
acted already.
Something bad?
Dunno. But whatever it is, it's gotta be worth hiding.
Hmm.
Of course, it could have something to do with Snake's disappearance.
You think maybe they did something to Snake?
Yeah.
Junpei stared at Santa. There was something about him that made Junpei wary. At first, he'd assumed the other man wasn't terribly clever, but Junpei was beginning to think he would need to reevaluate that assessment. When Santa spoke again, his voice was quiet.
Look, if you trust anybody in this game, you're gonna lose. You've gotta be careful. The person you trust the most could turn out to be the one who stabs you in the back.
With that depressing suggestion, he turned and quietly walked away.
And that's that, I guess.
Junpei and June looked at one another and smiled awkwardly. Where would they go next? Oh my god, we have to pick? Oh, finish searching now. Okay. I'm just gonna finish searching. I can't imagine... Like, the only place we haven't been back to is the hallway with all the rooms. I guess since it seems like we're just allowed to search at however much we want, we can go back here real fast, and then just say finish
Let's go
searching
have a
after.
look at the hall with all the rooms.
I'll
Yeah.
go wherever you do. Let's go.
Ace isn't gonna be here now, so...
Oh.
And I'm guessing he's gonna say no one
Nobody's
here. Yeah. Snake, of course, is nowhere to
Let's
be
look
found.
somewhere else.
But
Alright.
where?
Let's just... Oh, shit. I guess I have to go back to the large hospital room
Why
in
don't we go
order
back
to
the
get that
big hospital
option.
room?
Okay, let's go.
Oops, I cut her off. Sorry. I'm
I
just
don't
trying
think
to make
anyone
this
is
not,
here.
not go too slow.
What next?
Yeah, finish searching. There we go. Looked everywhere they could think of, but Snake was nowhere to be found. Damn it.
Snake hasn't been anywhere we've searched.
Lotus looked around at the 6 frustrated faces and spoke.
We can't keep looking for him. Wherever he is, it's not here. We need to get moving.
Ugh, friggin' Snake, where are you? I really like Snake. He was like my favorite so far. Snake seemed to have completely disappeared. If we go through, if all 8 of us go through doors without him, we're screwed. Like, we're leaving him behind to die, essentially. There's no point to wasting any more time. The others seemed to be having similar thoughts, but they stayed silent. Finally, Seven spoke.
We don't got a choice. Lotus is right. We're not gonna find Snake. There's a problem, though. We've got to figure out who's gonna go through which door.
Yes, I have a
Yeah.
proposal.
She walked back and forth across the floor, her heels clicking against the wood. Finally, she stopped.
Why don't we decide on one person to sacrifice?
What?
Sacrifice?
Well, perhaps that's a bit of a harsh word, but yes. You've all figured it out by now, haven't you? We can't all make it through those doors. If we split into 2 teams of 4 and 3 people respectively, then 3 people will be left behind. If we split into 2 teams of 5 and 2 people respectively, then 2 people will be left behind. But if we split into 2 groups of 3 and leave 1 person out, then only 1 person will be left behind.
I don't like this. Leave behind 3 people with 2 teams of 4 and 3. Is she right, though? Like, I don't know if it's worth sitting here and doing all of that math, you know? Because that'd be a lot to figure out. Like, we have... What do we have? We're missing 2, so we have 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, and... Right? That just seemed like a lot of people. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 we should have, right? I'd have to sit there and figure out all the conversation, like... What if I say not sure? I'm gonna say not sure. I don't like the idea of sacrificing someone, but I haven't done all the math to figure out if I can make it through all the doors with people. Junpei wasn't quite sure that was true.
Wait a minute. 2 people get left behind if we split into 5 and 2. And 1 person is left behind if we split into 3, 3, and 1. I got that part. You can't go through the numbered doors with any less than 3 people. But if we split into 4 and 3, then why do 3 people have to be left behind?
Just run the numbers. Let's say we go through door 7 with 1, 4, 5, 6. Who's left over?
That would be 3, 7, 8.
What's the digital root for that?
3 plus 7 plus 8 is 18, so add 1, 8, 9.
Exactly. But door 9 isn't here,
Right.
That means 3, 7, 8 won't be going anywhere. That was just an example, of course. There are a lot of different combinations.
Right,
but
there's so many
the
different
result
combinations.
will always be the same.
Huh.
It doesn't matter which 4 it is. The 3 that are left over can't go through any of the doors.
Interesting. Damn. I love how the math works out in this game, even though at this point it's railroading us into a choice where we might be sacrificing someone.
Go ahead and calculate it if you have the time. You'll see. Anyway, that's how it is. Now, if we can get back to my proposal, we only have to sacrifice 1 person if we split into 3, 3,
Shit.
and 1.
When Seven spoke, his voice was strained.
Then you're saying we gotta decide who's gonna stay behind.
Yes, we do. Given our circumstances, it's logically and morally the best solution.
Shit.
The other 6 are to survive, then 1 person has to sacrifice themselves.
No, that's too cruel!
What's so cruel about it?
To just sacrifice someone like that?
Yeah, that's rough. Oh, man.
Then what's your plan?
Are we gonna have to pick the person if we go this route?
Maybe we should sacrifice 2 people instead of just 1.
That's not what I meant! We shouldn't sacrifice anyone!
Yeah, but June, we can't just sit here or else we're all gonna die, you know? I mean, it's a hard choice, but it might be one you have to make if there are no other options.
I told you, that's impossible. Wake up.
Whoa, calm down, you 2.
Santa stepped between Lotus and June.
Look, what Lotus is trying to say is, you should aim to bring the greatest amount of happiness to the greatest amount of people, right?
That's a weird way to word it, but okay. Sure.
Exactly. That's how democracy works. And for that reason, I think the only fair way to decide who will be sacrificed is through a vote. What do you think?
A vote?
No! That's terrible!
I'm not asking you. Shut up.
Jeez.
What about you, Santa?
Me? Well, I agree, I guess.
That
All right,
freaking
that's
smug
1
look
vote
on our
for.
face.
Counting mine, that's 2. 7.
I can't say I agree with you, but we don't exactly have a choice. If we don't do something, we're all gonna die.
8. 8-3. Santa's 3, right? Yeah, I believe so. So 8, 3, and 7. I'm just wondering, she didn't go with our team. Is she going with a different team? 8, 3, and 7, the first ones that agree. She has a freaking smug look on her ass. Face, stupid. So 8, 7, 3 would be 18. That'd be 9. So they'd need another person regardless. So, all right.
Glad to see you get it. If I can get one more vote, then it's decided. What about you, Clover?
Uh-oh. Clover had moved away from the group and was sitting on one of the beds. Her whole body drooped. Junpei didn't know if she'd even heard Lotus's proposal.
Hey, Clover.
Lotus walked over to Clover and gently laid a hand on her shoulder.
Your brother has to be behind one of the numbered doors. We've searched everywhere, but we didn't find him. Doesn't that mean he has to have gone through one of them somehow?
I don't know about that. Clover slowly lifted her face.
Let's go look for him together, okay?
Damn
If we
manipulation.
sacrifice one person, then we can go look for him. You agree with me, right?
Okay.
Clover nodded once.
The motion carries.
Oh, I hate this bitch now. Like, she's probably right, but the way she's just so smug about it and, like, manipulating Clover like that,
Now, let's start a vote to...
That won't be necessary.
Oh shit, Ace. Ace had barely spoken for Lotus's entire speech and everyone jumped a little. 6 pairs of eyes turned to look at him. Is he gonna sacrifice himself? He didn't seem to notice or even care.
I will stay. That
Shit.
should solve our problem, yes?
Ace, you're too good. No, let me vote. Let me vote for Lotus.
Ace, what are you saying? No, you can't do that. That won't solve anything.
June's voice shook, and she looked around desperately for someone to agree with her. Ace simply looked at her.
June, I'm afraid you may have misunderstood me. I said I would stay, but I never said I would sacrifice myself.
Oh.
Huh?
I trust you. Each and every one of you.
Oh, to get out and save him after?
I believe you'll come back for me.
Oh, damn.
Whoa, whoa. There's optimistic, and then there's just nuts. Those doors only go one way. You go in, you don't come out. If we go through them...
You won't be able to return, correct?
Yeah.
True, but that will not be the case once you've escaped from
Yeah.
the ship.
What?
Please, I beg you. Once you've escaped, come back and rescue
Ace.
me.
You're too good.
Ideally, within the time limit Zero has given us.
No, that's ridiculous. There's no way we could get back in time.
Finally, Junpei could hold... Junpei could hold his tongue no longer.
We've only got 5 hours left. We don't even know where the hell we are. How on earth are we gonna find someone to come and rescue you?
Then, perhaps you would prefer to stay instead of me? Or perhaps you would be willing to leave June behind?
Ace's voice was dignified and without a hint of cruelty or malice. Junpei had no rebuttal.
You see, there's no other choice. Then I see we've come to our conclusion.
Damn.
Go on. Don't worry yourselves about me. Go, quickly.
Junpei stood frozen by indecision, unable to move. June bit her lip so hard that Junpei feared she would break the skin. Santa stood against a wall, calm and aloof. Seven tore his beanie from his head and turned it over anxiously in his hands. Only Clover stared at Ace with an expression Junpei was unable to decipher. Lotus's attitude, however, was quite different from the others.
Good. Let's accept his kind offer then.
God. She smiled, her eyes bright. Ace answered with a smile of his
Good.
own.
I think this is the best for me. Perhaps I'll be able to take a nap. It may be my age, but I get tired so easily these days.
As he spoke, Ace lowered himself down to the floor next to one of the beds. Creepy. From somewhere deep in the ship, Junpei suddenly heard the screeching of metal on metal. It was almost as if the ship were screaming. Would it really hold until their time limit was up? Already D-Deck was flooded. In the sudden silence, the only sound was the sad metal wail of the ship. Unsurprisingly, it was Lotus who spoke first.
Well, what are you waiting for? We're wasting time. Why don't we hurry it up?
As if a spell had been broken, the others all began to talk at once.
You're right. We should get going. That's all we can do right now.
7.
Seriously. Honestly, I was getting kind of sick of listening to you guys talk.
Jesus.
You too, Santa? I have to find my brother. Wait, all of you. Let's just calm down and think about this.
Oh, man. I mean, this is kind of the best case scenario. We didn't have to vote someone off the ship.
There has to be a way to get everyone out. There has to be. Right, Jumpy? Say something.
Yeah, let's think. There's gotta be another way.
His words sounded hollow and fake.
Fine. Forget about it. I'll figure it out on my own.
She spun around and ran toward Ace. He had slumped down next to the bed when June grabbed his arm and pulled.
Come on, Ace. Please stand up. You can't give up yet. We just have to sit down together and think about this. We'll figure out a way that we can all get out of here.
Then it happened. What? Ace fell forward. He slumped over onto the wooden floors, his body folded in half like a boxer out cold. Wait, what?
Ace!
June cried out and dropped to her knees beside him. She put her arm around his neck and did her best to lift him up.
What happened? Ace, say something!
What the heck? She shook him frantically. His eyes fluttered open.
I'm all right.
His voice was weak and slightly slurred.
How are you all right?
This.
He held out his left arm and opened his hand.
A syringe?
What? And it was a syringe in a small vial. The vial was empty. It had only recently been emptied. A few drops clung to the sides. What? Did he do it to himself to make sure that everyone went without him? He would have had to do it before this conversation, which means either he came to the same conclusion as Lotus did, or Lotus, like, talked to him beforehand or some shit. There was a label taped to the side of the container. It read, Soporil Beta. Soporil Beta?
What does this do? Did you use this?
Yes. It's just anesthetic. I'll be fine.
Anesthetic?
Why?
I found it earlier. While we were searching the hospital rooms. I thought it might be useful later. I didn't think I'd be using it on myself.
So is he doing it to convince people further to leave?
Why did you do this?
Didn't I tell you? I'd like to take a nap. I really am. Very tired.
Junpei knew that wasn't why he'd done it. Ace had injected himself with anesthetic to forestall Junpei and Jun's attempt to bring him along. If he couldn't move, there was nothing they could do. He injected himself so that they would be forced to leave him behind.
Ace.
Is there something you want to say? I just like to sleep a little. Could you keep it down?
No, don't, Ace. Don't fall asleep.
Damn.
You feel warm. So comfortable. I think I'll have a nice dream.
Ace's eyelids drooped further and further, almost as though he were dying.
Ace! Ace!
She shook his shoulder again and again, but this time he didn't respond. Only the gentle rising and falling of his chest told them he was alive. Junpei was relieved to see he was, in fact, still breathing.
Let's get him up on a bed.
He lifted Ace up off the floor and laid him on the bed he'd been leaning against. When Junpei turned around, Lotus gave him a look of pity.
Well, we really don't have a choice now. We can't let his sacrifice go to waste, right?
Like you even mean that.
You say something?
No, nothing.
It felt wrong, but he had to agree. Then suddenly Santa spoke.
Yeah, but we're not done choosing yet, are we?
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, we haven't decided who's going in what door.
Ah, yes. Yes, that's true.
Enough of this screwing around. Let's decide. You first, Lotus. Which door do you want?
I want door number 8. It's the same number as my bracelet number.
Got it. You're 8. You're next, 7. Which one do you want?
Alright.
I'll take 7. I can't get along with that old lady.
Ooh, alright. I was worried that 7 got by Lotus, but...
What? What did you just say?
I got her! Her face distorted by rage, Lotus took a step toward 7. He threw up his hands and made a face like a child caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
Who, me? I didn't say nothing.
Oh, you're gonna get it next time.
She shot him a glare that would have melted steel. God. Then turned and stalked off.
Alright, who's next?
Santa's gaze moved across the 3 people left. Finally, they stopped on Junpei.
Junpei, which door do you want?
At last. Junpei's mind was already made up. Huh. Well, we have to go in 2 doors, so we can't pick 3 now that someone's picked 8 and 7, right? That wouldn't make any sense. Right, we're splitting up in 2 groups of 3 and leaving 1 person behind. Yeah, okay. Honestly, I'm gonna meta perspective this a little bit, guys. To be honest. Oh, that sounded like a phone ringing, but I think it's part of the song. Meta perspecting this just a little bit. I'm assuming since I am the perspective character of this game, that I am at least gonna make it past this point and stuff like that. So I kind of want to go with door 7 because I'm worried if I go with the people going into door 8, I will be with Lotus and she will try to get me to leave other people behind, and they might like outvote me and I might lose my option, you know? But at least if she's going in a different path, then I feel like we have to meet up again and we're not going to get ditched, you know? So, I mean, I guess there could be a bad ending where, you know, the group that goes through door 8 actually just ditches us and we just lose. But I think I'm going to go door 7. Plus, I like 7 a lot better than Lotus. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do searches with her, so that's my logic.
I think I'm gonna go with door 7.
Okay.
Although,
7
I
it
didn't
is.
do the math. I don't know if, will June be able to come with us? 7, 5, and 6. 7 and 5 would be 12, and then 6 would be... Oh no, wait, shit. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Alright then. That means June's gotta go through 8.
Shit.
What? Why?
Damn it, I didn't think of that. Would that have happened either way? If I went through 8 with 8, 5, and 6... 8 and 5 would have been 13, plus 6 is 19. No, that wouldn't have worked anyway. So either way, me and June have to split up again, don't we?
What?
Santa grimaced and muttered angrily to himself, but finally began to explain.
The 6 of us are gonna keep going without leaving anyone behind? There are only 3 ways we can do it.
Why'd we give up Snake being the one to talk a lot and be replaced with Lotus and Santa? God damn it. Yeah, plan A.
3, 5, and 8 go through 7, and 4, 6, and 7 go through 8.
Plan B.
4, 5, and 7 go through 7, and 3, 6, and 8 go through 8.
And
3, 6, and 7 go through 7,
yeah,
and 4.
no
5,
matter what
and
the
8
option,
connect.
me and June have to split up again. So really, it doesn't matter what I picked.
There are no other combinations. In other words, 3 and 4 and 7 and 8 can never go through the same doors. You get it now?
And 5 and 6 can never go through the same doors, right? As Santa finished, June looked over at Junpei, tears welled up in the corner of her eyes. Damn it, so we're leaving friggin'... Oh my
no.
god.
You're saying we aren't gonna see each other again for a long time.
Junpei felt just as June did. He wanted to be at her side through whatever trials they were preparing to face. But he knew if they were to survive, he had to swallow his feelings. In order for the 6 of them to move forward, he and June had to be separated. He looked at June, he was scared to lose her, but he swallowed, steeled his resolve, and did his best to smile.
Hey, come on. You're making it sound like we're never gonna see each other again. We gotta split up, but only for a while. This is just like when we went into the 4 and 5 doors, remember? We got split up then too, but we all met back up. I'll bet 7 and 8 are just like that.
You mean they're connected somewhere?
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Well, they better be, because if they're not connected, literally no one's getting out, right? Because if they're not connected, then there's no way we're gonna have the digital route unless we somehow meet up with, like, Snake and that counts, like, through the doors. But I don't know how he'd be on the other side of the doors anyway, so... She didn't sound very hopeful. It was 7 that interjected.
I'm sure they're gonna connect somewhere.
Why? What makes you think so?
If they don't, then neither team can get through door 9.
Yeah, exactly.
In other words, the game would end right here. Zero's been on top of his shit so far. I don't think he'd blow it now.
Right, that'd be like a stupid game. It wouldn't be set up right.
I'm damn sure that son of a bitch wants to have his fun as long as possible. He's not gonna end this game until we get through the 9 door.
June said nothing. The tears were gone, but her eyes were still sad as they looked at Junpei. He met them, and with what reassurance he could manage, laid his hand gently on her shoulder.
Everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna see each other again. I promise.
June bit her lip. I guess that's also true, what I was saying before about being worried that Lotus would ditch us. She wouldn't have been able to get through door 9 anyway, until our group reconvenes, you know? So.
Yes. Promise?
Her voice was barely above a whisper. Santa's voice shattered the moment.
You guys are done, right?
Friggin' Santa. He stretched and continued.
Anyway, that's pretty much it. Clover and I will both go into separate groups. I figure I'll take 8 and Clover can take 7. Any problems with that, Clover?
Clover looked away and was silent for a moment.
Whatever.
It was more of a dismissal than an agreement, but Santa doesn't seem to care.
Alright, we're ready to go then. Let's move.
At Santa's command, the group split and headed for their respective doors. Alright, so at this point, guys, I think I'm gonna end the video again for this one here. We are at a point where we are about to go through a door and see what's on the other side. We have lost Snake in the process, unfortunately, leaving him behind. They said maybe he's through the doors, but I don't know why he would be. That doesn't really, like, I don't know how he would have got there unless Zero gave him, like, a all-access pass through it, like, or if he found some trick or something. But whatever. Yeah, it was a good episode. Unfortunately, we spent a lot of time like talking and looking, but next episode should be some interesting stuff as we get through these doors and stuff like that. But we had a lot of decisions. I was wondering, because I do know that this game has multiple endings. So I was wondering, like, so far we haven't had too many options, but we had quite a few this time, even though a lot of them were kind of like repetitive, just searching kind of stuff. But like, I don't know if any of those, like, talk to this person or don't talk to this person, like, affects the outcome of the game at all. But, yeah, very good stuff, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we will be back in the next episode to continue here. So, see you guys.